At times you meet people who are not interested with what you are selling, but they're interested with you as a person, you as a woman. What do you do? Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Caroline on YouTube. Welcome to our third episode and thank you so much for the support so far. It is overwhelming and thank you. If you have not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe so that all of us can be learning. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about the challenges that we go through as salespeople so that all of us can know it is not exceptional. It is for everyone and all of us pass through some of those challenges. For example, challenge number one, I know you who is watching has gone through it. The same way I go through it when selling is feeling like you're not good enough. Have you ever felt like you're not good enough? Have you ever found yourself in a restaurant saying that you have got to prospect or you have gone to look for clients only to end up taking 3 cups of coffee without talking to anyone simply because you feel like you're not good enough to approach them? It happens to everyone. In this situation, just get courage. It should come from within. Because let me tell you, an enemy who distracts only come from within. An enemy from without will not ever harm you. So please, don't be scared. Approach that person, give yourself courage and tell yourself that they will not do anything. Furthermore, they don't know you. Imagine that person don't know you, don't know where you are coming from, don't know how much you have in your pocket. So if you have gone out to meet them, take that cup of coffee and approach them. As simple as that. I can give you an example of myself. When I was starting sales, I had 2,000 shillings and I told myself I'll go to Sankara to take coffee. And I went. In fact, I didn't go to the restaurant. I went to the rooftop. I ended up asking for lemon tea, and of which it was my first day to take that lemon tea. Imagine. So while I was taking my lemon tea, I was looking around and I spotted several people I will talk to before I leave the restaurant. Do you know I took my lemon tea? I never finished my lemon tea. I never talked to anyone including the watchman and I left. So it happens to me. It happens to everyone. And what I learned from that is until it comes from me that I should talk and I should accomplish the mission that I've set for myself, I'll be wasting time and I'll be wasting resources thinking that I'm going to get clients. Don't keep quiet when you go for these functions. Make sure that you speak at least to one person. Don't be like me that time. The second challenge is language barrier. This is from a life experience. At times you meet this old person who only understands Kikuyu or and you are not from those tribes, and maybe you didn't accompany someone from that particular tribe and this person doesn't understand Kikuyu. So you'll end up losing this particular client simply because you're not able to communicate with them the way they understand better. So that's why I usually advise my salespeople, drop the English language. If you meet a client, forget what you know and focus on what the client know and what they want at that particular point. One day when I was doing sales, I met 2 couples, old. They were about 65, 70, and they were not talking any other language. They were talking Kikuyu. Remember, I'm not a Kikuyu and I was not talking Kikuyu by then. But that circumstance forced me even to learn Kikuyu up to date. Because I felt I lost those people and I felt a lot of pain because those were ready clients who were ready to buy, but I didn't didn't have anyone around to help me to close that client. So when you meet such kind of people, make sure you talk to the site man, you talk to, even if it's a neighbor, someone who will be able to translate whatever they want to be told in their mother tongue. Don't dismiss them and don't call them tribal, because that is what they understand, and in their generation they were not taught to speak in English or Swahili or force those things. So make sure you learn other languages, appreciate other people, so that when you find them, you don't lose a sale. The other challenge is that you meet these clients who are very bubbly, very understanding, who wants to buy, but unfortunately they cannot afford. These clients are there, and they are mainly, they are 80%. You take them to the site, you become friends, but when you go to the office, if you are selling a product of 2 million, you get to know that this client has 200,000. So if you sell to this client, the only money they have is 200,000. Will you sell a 2 million product for 200,000 shillings? No, it is not possible. So what do? This client, you dismiss them in a very good way, because remember, you already have a rapport. This client will go and look for that money, top it up, and once they have the 2 million shillings, they will come looking for you. But if you get angry and dismiss them in a bad way, that client may never come back, because they will feel pissed off and treated badly. Challenge number 4. This happens to women, as women. Let me talk as a saleswoman. At times you meet people who are not interested with what you are selling, but they're interested with you as a person, you as a woman. What do? You take this client to the site. After taking the client to the site, they tell you that they want lunch with you. You go to lunch thinking that the client wants food. You eat food and the client asks for drinks. You find yourself having drinks with this client. At that particular time, just know that you have lost that client, because a client who notices you as a woman will never buy whatever you're selling, because first what men get in their mind is that you're supposed to be theirs, and once you are theirs, you will not tell them what to buy or not to buy. So when you meet such a client, it is always good to hand them over to another salesperson who is a man, or another salesperson who is experienced, who knows how to handle them better than you. Don't abuse them, don't call them names, just treat them well. In fact, if you are already in a restaurant, drink. But the following day, make sure that this client is handled by someone else who is not you. Because after drinking, the selling and buying relationship ends there, and now that is another new level of relationship that you have introduced, which will not be able to handle him as a customer. So my advice to you is hand over that client to either your manager or to a male salesperson who is able to sell to them. The 5th challenge, and the last challenge I'm going to talk about today, is undecisive clients. At times, you're going to the site, and maybe you're driving, and you have a client who is following you using their car. If you told that client that site is a kilometer away from where you picked them, when that kilometer ends, you see that client turning and going back without even calling you, and they don't pick your calls. Yes, it happens to all of us. How do you deal with such a client? What I've experienced is, let that client go. In fact, don't call him that day. Wait for them either to call, text, or call the following day and ask them, "Hi Betty, why did you have to turn? Was it too far? Was it the location?" Find out what they feared. finding out what they feared, then get to know how to bring that client back, even if it's not to that site, to a different site of their preference. Another challenge which you find with undecisive clients is a client can tell you, I've gone to the bank. As a salespeople, you become excited, waiting for that slip so that people can congratulate you that you have sold. Only for a client never to come out of the bank and never to answer your calls again. Just imagine. We all go through that. So what do you do at that point? You just realize that that client was undecisive, and maybe he has decided not to buy when queuing at the bank. So you just release them, let them go, and let them not affect your future sale. Just tell yourself that that is one person out of 40 million people we have in this country. So you still have high chances of closing another deal. I'm sure most of you have gone through these challenges and many more. I wish we can all share our experiences, funny experiences and challenging experiences in our comments section, so that we can help each other learn and we can make each other understand that it is not about only you, it is about the entire sales industry. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, share and comment. Until next time, bye.